Welcome to the Municipal League of Beverly Hills Candidates Forum 2026. Please obtain an agenda outside and note the opportunity for public questions at some point after the first 90 minutes of the program. I'll have another note before we start the public questions, but for now, I'll just finish the rest of the introduction. The restrooms are down the hallway, just past the elevators. And Keith, does anyone need a parking validation, or is the parking? Keith, yeah. Does anyone need a parking validation for tonight? They do, let me know. There's a machine out there. Okay. So if you arrived early and you'll be parked for more than 2 hours, make sure that you see Keith in the back. If you don't, Keith, can you make sure everybody sees you? Okay, thank you, Keith. Coffee, water, cookies, and cookies are available in the large conference room outside the council chambers, just to the right as you're walking out. Please note that no campaign materials are to be distributed in the council chamber, which everyone is in compliance with. Thank you very much to the City Council for making the Public's Council Chamber available for this event, and to our Deputy City Manager, Keith Sterling, for Magdalena Davis-Jones, to Jonathan Herndon, and the BHTV staff and crew. We're live on BHTV now, and we'll be simulcasting over the BHT channel, and it'll be replayed. The Candidates Forum tonight will be replayed on the BHT TV schedule. Council member candidates Nazarian and Friedman are en route from another event and should arrive with us by 7:45. Their presentation time, in accordance with the agenda, will be exactly the same duration as the other candidates. They'll just be giving theirs towards the end of the that section of the agenda. With 3 open city council seats to be filled by 11 candidates assembled here. This is an important election because it constitutes the majority of the council's policy decisions and materially affects all Beverly Hills residents. So please exercise your voting rights with conscientiousness and care. And according to Howard Fisher, he received his vote by mail ballot today. So they should already be in your mailbox, or at least will be in the next couple of days. Please also remember that another great organization in Beverly Hills, the Southwest Beverly Hills Homeowners Candidates Forum, will take place here on Wednesday. That's this coming Wednesday, May 6th from 7 to 9:30. And if you have questions, the president is here. Ken Goldman, I'm sure, will be happy to answer any that you may have. Now, I'd like to recognize momentarily our city treasurer, Howard Fisher. Howard, would you please come up and give us your blessing?
Thank you, Tom. I'm running for city treasurer. I'm currently holding that position. I'm running unopposed. Thank you very much. So I'm not going to participate in the debate today. But you have an important obligation, and that's to vote. A few years back at a school board race, the decision who got in was 1 vote. A few years back, city council, it was 6 votes. So it makes a big difference. Every vote truly does count. There are a lot of issues that I constantly hear about from people in the community. And one of these or 3 of these people are going to make those decisions in the future. So it's important that you listen and you pick the candidates that support your views. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Howard. Roger, would you please join us at the podium and be the first candidate to make their presentation? We have a timekeeper here, Julia Joseph, seated in the front row, which will be timing every speaker to make sure that we're fair in the allocation of the limited amount of time we have. Thank you, Roger.
Hello, thank you so much for having me today. It's an honor and privilege to speak in front of all you and those watching at home. Thank you. My name is Roger Tannenbaum. Safety is my first priority. Our residents need to feel safe in their homes, on the streets, in our businesses, in our schools. With rising incidents of violence across the country and in the world, our police presence needs to be felt here in Beverly Hills. We need boots on the ground. I can't reiterate enough how much we need to make sure the police is present at all times. I love our police department and our fire department, but we need to hire more boots on the ground. It's essential, it's imperative, I can't say it enough. With the subway opening, with 2 stops here in Beverly Hills, one on Beverly Drive and one on La Cienega, we need to make sure, I apologize for bending over, this microphone's low for me. We need to make sure we have uniformed police officers at all times in front of both locations, especially at midnight when the last stop is at La Cienega. With the builder's remedy coming, we know there's going to be more people in our city. The population is going to grow. Again, with that, we need to hire more police officers and make sure with the growing population that we are adjusted with our essential services here. I'm extremely concerned about our small businesses. Our small businesses are closing. That's what gives Beverly Hills its charm. It makes us feel like a town. We need to protect and make sure that we promote our small business. Like, for example, when Tara Riceberg lost her business during the Porta-Villa fires, we need to be here for her. We need to be here for people like Rita's Cleaners. We need to be here for people like Sean at Beverly Hills Market, Pioneer Hardware, Yuta's Bakery, people like Philippe, Mr. Alex, Marat, Mulberry Pizzeria, Nate Nowell's The Nosh, of course, Barry's Cookies, and can't forget Russell's Firearms back there. Again, they're essential to our city. It makes us unique. You know, if you go to Paris, London, thank you, I appreciate that. You go to Paris, you go to London, you go to Dubai, all these cities have the same type of stores. They have Prada, they have Gucci, they have Hermes, they have Christian Louis Vuitton. We love those stores, but again, what makes us different and makes us special are men and women who work the small businesses. It gives us a character, it gives us a sense of differentiality between other internationally known cities. We can't lose them, we need to protect them. I've walked the streets of Beverly Hills, I've talked to the residents. The residents need to be heard in City Hall. Their voices need to be met, and if elected, I promise to represent all of Beverly Hills with honor, integrity, and fairness. I've talked a lot about safety. As I said, I believe wholeheartedly we need to hire more police officers because it's essential with the world we live in today. I've talked to residents, and one thing they bring up to me all the time is speed up and down our streets. We need to make sure that police officers are giving tickets and the stops immediately because it's just something that I've heard over and over again. Again, I talked about Builder's Remedy. E-bikes is another thing that's been brought up to me by parents. I believe Beverly Hills should be on the forefront of protecting the children. Kids are driving up and down our streets going 25, 30 miles per hour, and the parents are terrified. I don't see why we don't, as a city of Beverly Hills, go and try to make legislation that people need to have a driver's license in order to drive these. If they're 10, 12, 14 years old, they're seeing videos on YouTube of these kids and young adults driving with these bike groups, and they're doing wheelies, and the kids see this, and honestly, if I were a parent, I would be terrified as well. So I believe that that's something we need to work on. Franklin Canyon, our canyons, they're tinder boxes. We need to make sure that they're cleaned out. We can't have anything happen like in Altadena as well as the Palisades. We need to make sure that we take care of that. Permitting is another issue I've heard from the residents. We need to make sure that the residents make it easier for us to get permits and to get inspections done. It's something that our residents feel there's too many hoops to jump through, and that's another issue. The coyotes I've heard a lot about. Obviously, we can't tell the coyotes to not come into our neighborhoods, but people are scared, and rightfully so. So maybe as a community we can come together. Sorry to talk quickly here, but I'm getting a 60-second sign. Another thing I would like to talk about is Hollywood. I think that we should be on the forefront to bring Hollywood back to the city. We've lost way too many productions to places like Georgia, to Canada. That's something that we need to work on. It's what brings money to this community. Lastly, I'd like to talk about the schools. I fully support the joint powers agreement between the city and the schools, and I would like to congratulate really quickly Beverly Vista, and thank you, and the high school. It looks beautiful. One other last thing I'll say is the South feels like they're underrepresented in this city. We need to make sure that whoever does and is elected to office hears the concerns down in the South, because people have been bringing this up to me time and time again. So that's something that I wanted to address, at least for the last few minutes I have. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Next, we have Rebecca Pinus.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Pinus.
Can you get that
Thank
level
you.
up?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Pinus. I'm thrilled to be running for City Council here in Beverly Hills. I'm the third generation of my family to live in the city. I grew up in the Flats, and I live in the Southwest as a renter. My grandparents had their first apartment on Burton Way. They later helped shape the city, building homes and commercial properties alongside architects like Paul Williams. I understand this city from multiple perspectives, its neighborhoods, its history, and the realities we're facing today. And I've been doing this work for a long time. I started serving on our city commissions at the age of 28. I'm 42 now, and I'm chair of our architecture commission. I think I have spent more time in this room than anybody up here except for Sharona Nazarian and Lester Friedman, because I attend our city council meetings and planning commission meetings. I have seen none of the other candidates at any of these meetings in years. I show up, I do the hard work, and I didn't start paying attention because I'm running. I am running right now because I've been paying attention. And I've seen what's going on, that I think we cannot afford the same old anymore. I feel like that's what's got us here with some of our builders' remedy projects, issues around Metro, and I truly feel I'm the new voice with deep roots that our city needs right now. I am unapologetically a public policy and urban planning nerd. I attend our city council meetings late into the night because I deeply care about good governance here. I stay in meetings until 3 a.m. I deeply care about this. I recognize so many of you in the room from years of doing this work. And right now, Beverly Hills is being led reactively instead of proactively. Nowhere is this clearer than in housing. After 3 failed attempts to pass a certified housing element in the city, we allowed it to lapse from 2021 to 2024, opening the window to 16 builders' remedy projects. No other city in the LA County region has as many projects as we do. That's a failure of people on planning commission who don't have a planning background, and our council who did not understand that these policies were the way the state was really pushing and going. Other cities were able to course correct quickly. We were not able to do that. That reflects a lack of foresight and expertise in planning and policy at a decision-making level. Equally troubling is a lack of representation for entire parts of our city. When John Mirisch terms off, there will be nobody representing the entire South area where 2/3 of our residents live. But I live in these areas. These are where some of our most massive changes are happening, from Metro to builders' remedy. Metro is another issue where we're falling short. Instead of holistically planning, you can go to La Cienega and Wilshire. It looks the same as it did 5 years ago, except for the Metro station. It's been a long ignored corridor. It lacks pedestrian improvements, infusion of small business, and smart integrated planning. The city has largely treated something that's going to be part of our infrastructure for the next 100 years as a threat. Policing is really important, but we can't have policing alone. We have to have major infrastructure upgrades to that area. New businesses, activation, eyes and ears on the street are all a comprehensive part of public safety. I know this because I became a Metro rider years ago in anticipation of this station opening up. I'm also the only Metro rider, the only person with outside connections to Metro. I spoke to somebody. I've been part of a Metro docent council for years, and I spoke with her today. Public safety is paramount. It's my #1 issue. It's why my family and I love to call Beverly Hills home. But public safety also comes from a holistic approach, strong public spaces through thoughtful design, active streets, and a community that feels engaged. When issues of discrimination, bullying, governance failures arise, I think leaders have a responsibility to speak up for our entire community. Silence erodes trust. It weakens our city. I believe I'm running because I believe Beverly Hills deserves better. I'm thoughtful, I'm warm, I'm approachable. I will serve this city with heart and determination. I love urban planning and public policy, and I will do my best for all of us. I grew up in the Flats, I live in the South. I feel I can represent both the luxury aspects of the city and the real life livability that everyone here deserves. And I'm Rebecca Pinus, and I am the right person for right now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Now we have Jonathan Mariande.
My name is Jonathan Morandi.
Stand by, Jonathan.
It's on. Can I hold it?
Yes.
That would be. Thank you. Good evening.
Start the time again, please.
Thank you. I want to thank the Municipal League for having me today, the Board of Governors, Mr. Fenster, Mr. White, everyone who's made this possible. Looking into the forum tonight, I discovered some things I found interesting. The Municipal League was founded and started in 1962. The organization has stood for three things: quality of life, good government, and excellence in our public schools. I don't think those are just talking points. I think that's fundamental to the reasons why my family chose to live in Beverly Hills. I'm a filmmaker. I tell stories about cultures and complex systems and people, and how those systems sometimes fail us and how sometimes they don't fail us, and why. I've managed budgets in the millions, led teams in the hundreds, and we've really examined complicated truths and turned them into something the public can actually understand and process. I'm a resident of Beverly Hills, not a politician, but I see the city I love facing a convergence of pressures. And I think we need to have a serious public conversation about these things and find out whether or not our government is set up and has the tools to address them. So let's consider what Beverly Hills is facing right now. In 8 days, the Metro D line opens. The Wilshire La Cienega station is going to be the gateway to our city, and it will be the temporary end of the line until the spring of 2027. End of the line conditions create predictable public safety and social service pressures, and we need to be ready for these things, not surprised. The state has handed us the regional housing needs allocation. There's 3,104 that are up from 3 in the last cycle, 1,688 are for low income or ultra low income. Our housing element is going to be challenged, and it has been challenged in court. Builders' remedy projects are moving, and the city is absorbing the unfunded costs while Sacramento collects the credit. Currently, our permitting process takes 5 to 8 weeks. This is for a routine application. The Golden Triangle has a commercial vacancy of 15%, 12 to 15% by estimates. And our public records requests have become a tool that strains our city in the clerk's office. And we are still a general law city, governed under the same framework as cities that have as few as 2,000 people. And so even though we're hosting millions of visitors every year, we have the eyes of the world upon us coming in the World Cup, the 2028 Olympics, and the Super Bowl. These are not separate problems. They're governance problems. And we keep treating them as if they're unrelated, and I believe they're connected. So I'm running on one central practical idea, which is a charter study commission. What it is in plain English is a resident-led checkup on City Hall. Scoped, time-bound public process with residents, legal experts, former officials, business owners, renters, homeowners, seniors, and families. The commission would examine openly whether or not our 1914 governance structure is adequate for a 2026 city. And it would deliver a public work product residents can judge. That would include a clear map where accountability lives and where it fails, recommendations on permitting, procurement, and process reform, a serious look at fiscal discipline and litigation exposure, a framework for transparency that protects both public access and legitimate security, and only if warranted, a charter language that voters themselves would approve or reject. This is not a charter being imposed. It's not anti-housing. I'm not anti-City Hall. I'm not anti-Sacramento. It's a maintenance project on the operating system of local government. Something to do out in the open with residents participating at the center. The Municipal League has stood for 64 years on the principle that the residents of the city are the conscience of the city. This is the exact same principle that a charter study commission rests on, involvement and participation of the residents. And so I'm not asking you to approve a charter. I'm asking you to approve studying whether or not the structure that we've inherited is enough for the pressures we currently face in 2026. We're driving around in a Model T in a Tesla world. That's not radical, it's responsible. I'd be honored to earn one of your 3 votes on June 2nd. Jonathan Morandi. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. We'll hear now from Andy Licht.
Timer ready? Good evening, and thank you to the Municipal League for having me. My name is Andy Licht, and I'm running for Beverly Hills City Council because I love the city. I know the city. I serve the city. I care deeply about where it's headed. I believe it deserves steady leadership focused on results. I've lived in Beverly Hills almost my entire life. I've lived north of Santa Monica, south of Santa Monica, and in Truesdale. I know how every different part of the city feels. For 14 years, I've had the honor of serving on Beverly Hills commissions, including 6 years on traffic and parking, 6 years on the Planning Commission, including 2 years as the chair. And I'm currently in my 2nd year on the Cultural Heritage Commission. Through my work on commissions, I've known how decisions at City Hall impact everyday life, from traffic and parking to development, public safety, and neighborhood preservation. No candidate has a stronger understanding of how the city works than I do. Beverly Hills is at a pivotal moment. We're facing increasing pressure from state housing mandates, the opening of Metro D-Line, rising concerns about public safety, and the need to maintain our financial strength. These challenges require thoughtful, practical leadership, a clear focus on doing what's right for you, the residents. For me, your public safety always comes first, period. That means ensuring our police and fire departments have the staffing, technology, and support they need. It also means addressing quality of life issues like speeding, reckless driving, and neighborhood disruptions before they become bigger problems. I will take a more aggressive, coordinated approach to these issues. I will make our streets safer for drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians. We cannot ignore the realities coming from Sacramento, but we cannot allow outside mandates to define our city. I've worked on complex land use issues, and I know we can meet our legal obligations while still protecting neighborhood character and avoiding costly litigation. I will make sure growth is thoughtful, balanced, and appropriate. Government is designed to serve you, not get in your way. I will create an expediter position in the city to ease approval for building projects for you, the residents, and small businesses. Permitting must be simpler and more efficient while maintaining safety. Residents, you rightly expect high-quality services and deserve transparency in how our tax dollars are spent. I bring private sector experience managing budgets and projects, and I will focus on inefficiencies, avoiding unnecessary legal costs, and ensuring long-term financial stability. We will grow our economy by supporting local businesses and smart investments, not by increasing taxes or fees on you, the residents. Protecting our community and quality of life means supporting our schools and families, helping seniors age in place, ensuring fair treatments for renters, and addressing homelessness with both compassion and accountability. And what do I hear over and over from residents in the South? They feel unheard, undeserved. That needs to change. We can do better on public policy. We can do better on planning. We can do better on how City Hall serves you, our residents. Together, we will do better together. My commitment to you is this: to make the streets safe, keep the parks beautiful, build a safer, saner future for our children and our grandchildren. It will be my honor to serve you on Beverly Hills City Council. And if you haven't gotten it, you can get my phone number, 310-926-5500. Please call me with questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy. Next, we'll hear from Ariel Rofim.
Can I get that water? Okay. Hi. Hi, Beverly Hills. This is such an extraordinary opportunity to be able to address the city in this way. I am a product of Beverly Hills. I was raised here from 6th grade. I went to Beverly Vista Middle School, Beverly Hills High School, and after graduating, I was a Beverly Hills Police Explorer. I went through the academy for 17 weeks where I was a platoon leader representing the Beverly Hills Police Department amongst all the other departments in Southern California. We, graduated that academy at the top of the class. I was a platoon leader in charge of 60 cadets. And since then, I went to UC Berkeley. I studied political science. I'm Cambridge educated. And from there, I was a White House intern, where I got to serve for President Barack Obama. It was an extraordinary opportunity. And after that, I went to law school in New York, where I lived right by a train station. And I had a first-hand account of the consequences of failed policies and good policies that come with having a train station right in your neighborhood. I am concerned with the metro station, but I do believe that we can address the station in a way that is a net positive for our city, in a way that is a Beverly Hills way, in a way that only we can do it. And a part of that is compassionate enforcement. To me, compassionate enforcement means not only compassion for those that are in an unprivileged situation, whether they are unhoused or mentally ill, but compassion for our city too, for our residents who have come here from a very long place. I'm a first-generation American and have invested their entire life in coming to Beverly Hills. Why? Because Beverly Hills is an achievement. It was an achievement for my parents. And for me and my brother, it was a privilege to grow up here. We've seen a lot of the world. I've been able to go throughout the country, whether it's for an education or a professional experience. And I've always wanted to come back to Beverly Hills because you realize that there is something very special here. There's a community here that you can't replicate and you can't create on its own. And a part of that is our history. Now, I'm running because I see that I can really build upon the positive things that our council has done. I'm running as an independent because I think that local politics shouldn't be partisan. We're not here deciding abortion issues or gun rights or immigration. We're here trying to really determine, can we have a safe city? That's why safety is the first pillar of my campaign. I want to have a fully staffed police department that's not just fully staffed, but also able to match the rising density that's to come in the city through builder's remedy. We know people are coming, and when people come, emergencies happen. So how do we proactively prepare for an increase in population? That means more officers, not just having the officers that meet our quota. That means more firefighters. That means more administration, more staff, so we can meet these challenges before they become a problem. I am the son of a small business owner. We had a small business in this city. My dad had a one-man show for over 20 years. Now, while I haven't been on a whole list of commissions, I've really had a Beverly Hills experience. And I come back to the city as a litigator. I have a Beverly Hills law firm, and someone that understands that if you don't approach legal challenges responsibly, you will be faced with the legal consequences that you can't run from. And that's what builder's remedy is. And I know it's a huge concern for our community. I'm telling you that, it is the privilege and the honor of a lifetime to be putting my name here and to be running and asking to be just one of your 3 votes, because I do believe that I complement, if it's not me, your favorite candidate. I'm a Harvard-trained negotiator. I'm Cambridge educated. I studied political science. And I am bringing in the first of its kind mentorship program to Beverly Hills High School. Being involved is the foundation of who I am. And I look so forward to having the opportunity to serve you all. And I wish I had more time to go through the issues and what I want to do, but we'll have the debate for that. And I hope I gave you a little bit more of an introduction as to who I am. So please vote number 5, Ariel Rofim, as one of your 3 votes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariel. Now we have Lester Friedman.
Good evening, everyone. So I want to thank the Municipal League, and this from the bottom of my heart, for the format that this forum is taking. I think that it's very well, and thank you, Thomas, and everyone who is here. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I moved to Beverly Hills in 1986 because I wanted to have my children go through public schools. My wife and I had both gone through public schools, and we thought that was the best thing for our children. And we moved to the southeast area, lived on Swall. 3 of my children attended Horace Mann, and we absolutely loved that area. When my 4th child was born, we needed a little bit more room, so we moved into a larger home, and it is now in the Flats area. So I am aware of all of the issues that the city has. And not only have I lived in the southeast area, my business is in the southeast area too. I have an office on Beverly Drive. So I live that all of the time. In 2017, I decided to take the step and run for office. I was lucky enough to be able to win enough votes to get that office, and I've served now for 2 terms. My first term was kind of hijacked. When I became mayor, that was in March 31st of 2020, and as everybody may remember, that's about the time that everything started closing down during COVID. But that wasn't enough. We also had civil unrest that soon came during the summer. It was during that period of time that I was spending a lot of time, and I would say every weekend for many, many, many weekends, at our Emergency Operations Center, which is at the police department. But it was a little bit separated. But during that period of time when we had the civil unrest, we really had to accumulate everybody into one place, Public Works, the police department, fire department, so we would have a unified effort in fighting whatever problems there were. And sure enough, that was the outgrowth of that was what is now our Real-Time Watch Center. That was really the genesis of it. During my second term as mayor, which was in '24, lo and behold, we had the fires of the Palisades and of the Altadena area. we had to make sure at that time, we activated our EOC again, but we had to make sure that our city was protected. And I, with our fire chief, we would go through the hillside area, make sure everybody was okay. We were looking for areas that were potential hot spots. We even had trees that we had to cut down during on Coldwater during that period of time. But we were prepared. And I think what I am trying to demonstrate is that it is the experience and leadership that you have seen that while I've been in office, that I bring to what is going to happen during the next 4 years, which is the World Cup coming to Los Angeles area, where many, many visitors are going to be coming here. We have the Super Bowl, where our hotels are going to be occupied, and there is many more visitors coming, and last but not least, the Olympics. So this is what I bring to the table. I bring the experience and leadership of having those experiences in the past, and I bring them to council. One of the things that I think everybody has seen over the years that we have been on council is our council works in a cohesive manner. We have differences of opinion, but we professionally attack every issue that is out there. I'm hoping that at some point in time during the question and answering, we will have the opportunity to discuss the density issues that we have and builder's remedy. I would like to explain those, what has gone on, what has happened, what we are doing as a council right now to make sure that whatever building is going on in our city is within the limits, and we will give certain parameters of what is in the city right now that must be followed by those buildings. So I thank you. I would ask for one of your 3 votes, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Lester. Now we'll hear from Sharona Nazarian.
Good evening, everyone. We apologize for being late. We had another event that we needed to attend as council members, so excuse our tardiness. So good evening. I'm Councilmember Sharona Nazarian, and I'm deeply honored to be in this room tonight with people who love Beverly Hills as much as I do. I am running a grassroots campaign. I wanted to let you know a little bit about myself, what we've done in the last 4 years and where we're headed. I'm an immigrant. I came to this great nation due to religious persecution. English is my 3rd language. Beverly Hills has been where my husband Daniel and I have called home for the last 35 years. We raised our 3 sons in Beverly Hills. I hold a doctorate in clinical psychology. I have served on commissions, Human Relations Commission, Public Works Commission for Beverly Hills, as well as 8 years as an LA County Commissioner for Alcohol and Other Drugs. I've served as president of numerous organizations, and I have experienced and proven leadership. I did not come to public office easily. I saw challenges that our city was up against. I knocked on 3,100 doors, and I refused to have a victim mentality. I'm the first Iranian-American woman to serve on the Beverly Hills City Council, and here's what we've done in the last 4 years. When I joined City Council, we were facing serious challenges, as was just mentioned, civil unrest, projected budget deficits, public safety concerns, smash and grabs, and a city that needed fresh ideas and bold ideas. So we took action on public safety. The Real-Time Watch Center was launched. Currently, we have 3,500 cameras throughout the city of Beverly Hills that are monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have drones. We have automated license plate readers that all work as force multipliers utilizing technology. One of the final mayoral initiatives that I launched was Drone in a Box, a cutting-edge force multiplier for our police department. According to our police chief, crime is down by 34% since the launch of the Real-Time Watch Center. As you know, the Metro is scheduled to open on May 8th. I'm proud to share that Beverly Hills is ready. Mobility is extremely important, and we want to welcome you to the city of Beverly Hills, but we also want you to know, we want it to be clear that if you commit a crime in the city of Beverly Hills, you will be caught and you will be held accountable. This is also an opportunity to reimagine the area with vibrant, resident-focused businesses, such as a grocery store in that area. We were just driving by that area, and it really needs some fresh ideas. We spend about 50% of our operating budget on police and fire because our residents deserve to get world-class protection. This is and will continue to be my top priority. Now, after witnessing the fires in the Pacific Palisades, I visited the area with our fire chief, and we launched BH Firewatch, a camera-based system that detects fires in our hillsides before they spread. We also launched evacuation drills so that our community is prepared and never caught off guard. Incidentally, please mark your calendars for May 2nd for the next one. We are an aging community, and I realize that in my culture and in my religion, we have been taught to respect our elders, so we have expanded programs for our seniors. We launched Sunday socials, and because health is also public safety, I launched BH Wellness with my colleagues, providing residents with affordable, unlimited medical transport for $90 a year based on your insurance coverage. We also supported our nurse practitioner program, which is very important. On homelessness, drawing on my background as a clinical psychologist, we created wraparound services. Wow, that was quick. And I think that your voice matters. We launched monthly town hall meetings called Straight Talk. We have many initiatives. At the end of it, we also want to continue working closely with our school board and support our kiddos because they are the heart of our city. Every meeting I've had has been transparent and has been on the books. Because I think that it's extremely important. We also, we're at a pivotal moment, and we're experiencing serious changes in the city of Beverly Hills with the Metro coming and development. So my focus is clear: keeping Beverly Hills safe, maintaining fiscal responsibility, protecting our neighborhood and our quality of life for seniors, families, and all our next generation. And I will continue to be a voice. I will continue to show up with integrity, transparency, and deliver results for you. Common sense governing for the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharona. Next, we'll hear from Russell Stewart. We'll get you one.
It's right here.
Or you can try it. Yeah, there we go.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Russell Stewart, Governing Board Member of the Beverly Hills Unified School District. I just want to thank everyone for having us and thank everyone up here for wanting to dedicate their time and their lives to making our city better. I'm going to take a bit of a different approach. I don't want to sound repetitive like everyone else. I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a father to a fourth-generation Beverly Hills resident. My wife is sitting here in the crowd, who graduated from Beverly High in 1990. Her mother also grew up here. Her grandmother wasn't born here, but she lived here for many years on Foothill, and she just passed at 101, sorry. I was elected to the Beverly Hills Unified School District a year and a half ago, and so I have the experience as a father. I own 2 businesses here, which were successful enough to make me able to move here, which is another thing, is to have the privilege to actually live here. For those that were not born here or were not raised here, it is a privilege. But then once you get here, you understand how magical it is and how much that you want to fight for its safety, for its ease of use, for its ease of doing business, and for the ease of being someone who wants to come here and enjoy it safely. As many of you know, on November 14th of 2024, I was almost killed by a stolen vehicle by a gentleman who put a gun in the face of a young lady on Bedford, stole her car, and crashed into me on Camden. So I'm also an experienced, I have the experience of crime. I've worked in security for over 15 years. As many of you know, I own a firearms store here, so we do training and safety. And we are fully engulfed in why Beverly Hills safety is the #1 concern for all of us. I have been endorsed by the Police Officers Association. I'm very close with our public safety agencies, and they understand that we need to be supporting them in a much larger way than we really are. We need more support, we need more training, and we also just need to get out of people's way. We're very good at talking, but we are not very good at listening at what the professionals actually need. I'm fully aware that we are down in some metrics, but the subway is not open. I know cops in Culver City, I know cops in Santa Monica, and they all say, just wait. You will get it. It's coming. On the Beverly Hills Unified School District, I was someone who came in with very little experience in school districts or in governance, but what I had was common sense. And in my first few weeks, all I did was I sat down and said, show me the books, show me the numbers. And they didn't make any sense, which is why we changed out our superintendent, 3 out of 4 of the principals, as well as many other cabinet staff members. For 10 consecutive years, every single metric that we had at the school district was going down. I am proud to say almost every single metric has gone up 10%, if not higher, and we are on an incredible path fiscally and for scores, for attendance, vaping. Every single problem that we've had is now on a positive track because all we did was we looked at the raw data and we did something about it. Many people looked at me and said, well, you know, the politics of it, and you got to worry about this and this and that. I said, I don't care about the politics of it. I want to do the right thing for the kids. And we did, and the path that we're going on is now unbelievable. I want to come to City Hall and do exactly the same thing. We're doing well, but we're not great. When we were just traveling a few weeks ago, I told people I was from Beverly Hills, their face lit up. But then you talk to a small business owner in Beverly Hills, and their faces frowned. I want to change that around. I want us to become the most business-friendly city in the world. If you're a developer here or you want to build something in your backyard, our processes need to be streamlined and simple. I want to add AI into City Hall. I want to have the greatest partnership in the world from City Hall and our school district. It's good right now, but it's not great. It needs to get better. And we need to support every single law enforcement officer and firefighter with everything that we have. Yes, the Real-Time Watch Center is fantastic, and the drone in a box is great, but the officers are not coming here, and you should ask the questions as to why. We've had officers who have come who only stayed for a few weeks and went back to their home agencies. I would ask the questions why. We need to support them, we need to do it now, and we need to keep our city safe. I will make sure that that happens. They trust me, I hope that you trust me, and I hope that I've earned your vote.
Thank you, Russell. We'll hear now from Clayton Saunders.
May I use this?
Sure.
Thank you. Hello, I am Clayton Moshe Saunders. Please call me Moshe. And you have my vote over here, sir, for the financial aspects of Beverly Hills, being unopposed. I was born on a military base, born in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Father, a colonel, retired, and resting in Arlington National Cemetery as we speak. Raised in a military family, taught me a lot of different things. We went from base to base to base all the way until I was in high school. We were taught accountability, discipline, and results. And from that, I became a member of the Gold Institute for International Strategy. I'm the West Coast ambassador. I've recently visited Israel and even into the Gaza Strip with our connections with the IDF. My main concern is, everyone's main concern is the safety. We have the new era coming in with the Metro, the football coming in, the World Cup, and the Olympics. We have a strong possibility of major crime that can come to our area. We need more police force. We are understaffed right now. We need that immediately. We need to stop being retroactive and being proactive. And this is the leadership that I want to bring to the City Council of Beverly Hills. And we have a right as citizens and the residents to be protected. I talk to many people, they don't feel safe here. They don't, day or night. The lady across the street, she doesn't come out barely during the daytime to get her mail and never goes out at night whatsoever. And I talked to her, and she says because she does not feel safe here in Beverly Hills. And another thing that was very important is the fiscal responsibility. The number that my team and I have come up with is that we're going to have a deficit in the coming years. Right now, we have a surplus of 1.9 million, but it's what's coming with the new people coming in. It's going to bring some business here, but at the same time, we need to fill these retail shops, and we need to do some type of tax incentives. My team and I have planned some different programs. We have a plan that we have already talked to many different owners, and it's called Live Here, Shop Here, for reduced rates for the locals who live here and show their IDs. Everyone we talk to, every business says that they want to join this. And we were just recently, yesterday, at Farid Salon, and he's on board with it as well. There's other things that we need to do as residents, and that is to get more revenue into the city. We have a plan. It's a multicultural exchange program. I recently visited the Columbia consul here, met the consulate, met the vice consulate, and I also met the ambassador from Washington, D.C. We have a plan where we're going to be traveling to Washington, D.C., talk to the different embassies, and create a program so that brings revenue into the city of Beverly Hills instead of the taxpayers coming up with this money and forced to pay for these different programs. I am Clayton Moshe Saunders. I go by Moshe. As far as security goes, I have a program where we're going to get metal detectors in every religious temple, every school, and that really needs to be important because it's not a message of if something's going to happen. It is when something's going to happen. It's coming. You see last Saturday. You see on the news even today. It's coming. So we need to be prepared for that and be proactive and not retroactive. And safety is my main concern. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that with me on board, I will promote the safety and protect our residents and our schools and our synagogues, the 21 synagogues, the 5 churches, and the 1 mosque. And I would like your vote, and I think we need to keep and have a strong, safe city and a very good controlled committee that will do the right thing for the residents who live here. Thank you.
Thank you, Moshe. Thank you. Now let's hear from Barry Axelrod. You want this? There you go.
Good evening. My name is Barry Axelrod. I'm a resident and a business owner here in Beverly Hills. I don't particularly look at running for any kind of public office as something as, vote for me. I'll do my best to make everything happen that you want to happen. I'm doing it because I've been asked by the people who come to my store in Beverly Hills, which I've had for 3 years. I formed a company during COVID, became very successful. We've had a lot of people coming into the store asking me, why don't you help us run for city council? I have a lot of the police department who come to our store. And as was mentioned here before, a lot of the police do not really feel very welcome. They do not feel like they do not feel that the city is treating them fairly, and they are going to other areas. Also, I think Metro is a really major problem. Metro is a company who came here. They started talking to the residents. They started talking to all the business owners. They made major decisions and problems for the stores. They're telling us they're having Eat, Greet, Play program. They were going to do all kinds of advertising for the businesses. They promised me all types of things, and they never come through. I've tried to work with them over and over again. I believe that the city and the people and the residents have to hold them accountable because they're going to keep on doing the same thing over and over again. I want to create a committee that is involved with several of the residences, several of the businesses, which I've already started to do, something that is going to have to be a part and parcel to Metro, and Metro is going to have to answer to us. Might be a very difficult thing to do because they're very powerful. I tried to work with them I'm working with a big agency here in Beverly Hills. I introduced them to the agency. We said we would help them with their promotion and advertising. They've completely ignored us. So I also, as being part of city council, if I do become a city council member, I'm only one member out of a whole group. I can't make decisions for anybody. I can only help them and guide them into making decisions. I'm very creative. I think we have to be more creative. The city council has to be more business oriented. As an example, there's a company called Cemex. They were a big mining company that wanted to come into Valencia when I had a real estate company there. So I formed a committee because if they became the people running this mine, if they bought this company out that they wanted to do, they were going to have trucks running every 10, 15 minutes throughout the city. It was going to be a major situation where all of Newhall, all of Valencia would be filled with bad air, dirt, all kinds of scenario. And I fought them tooth and nail. The mayor of Valencia was a member of a committee I put together. We had 8 people. It took us a year, and we won. We got rid of Cemex. I was brought to Sacramento, got an award for it. This is the kind of people that have to help run the city. We need creative people who can create new and different ideas. I created a company during COVID, became probably one of the most successful retail stores on South Beverly Drive. We have had very serious issues getting everything done that we needed. Trouble getting permits. A lot of the businesses in Beverly Hills are having serious problems. They're being fined because there are various types of rules, regulations that are not conducive to good business. And there's been very serious, I believe, attempts to force some of the residences to comply with rules and regulations that do not work for a business. Nobody in city council really operates a business where they deal with the business people to help them. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I want to be an asset. I'm not running for me, I'm running for the people, for the city. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Barry. Now we'll hear from Andrew Cole.
It's on now. Oh, that scared me. Are you ready, timekeeper? Okay, so my name's Andrew Cole. I seem to be more known as the guy who wears the hat. So I kept the hat. My crime story is a little different than others. I was living here about a year and a half, and I got mugged walking my dog. I got knocked down, and the guy had his foot on my neck and said to me, give me your wallet. And I then tried to explain to him I was walking my dog, and I didn't actually bring my wallet with me. He said, what do you have? I said, I have my dog. Do you want my dog? I mean, I like him, but that's all I've got. So he just kind of kicked me in the head and ran off. With that said, I actually feel safe here. I think the police have done a great job, whether it be the city council, their drones, or whatever they're doing. I feel very safe in Beverly Hills. So I'd like to at least congratulate the police for what they've done so far. Okay, moving on. I only thought I had a minute. Now that I have 4 or 5 left, I mean, it's a lot. I think city council needs new blood. I think they need new ideas. I think they need new energy. I like to say with a scoop of creativity, because I don't think there's much there, and a dash of brutal honesty, because brutal honesty is important. If you think of city council as a basketball team, you get a point guard, you get a shooting guard, you get a forward, you get a power forward, you get a center, and together they make a really good team because each one has a different skill set. I don't think the current city council has that many different skills, and I think therefore, I think the creativity has been limited. Now, there's an opportunity because there's 3 open seats. Sharona, according to the Vegas odds, you used to have to bet $100 to win 10. Now you have to bet 200. So I see there being 2 open seats. Lester, who's been there 8 years, and because I am a big believer that term limits should be 8 years, I don't think you need to be 12 years on a city council, I take him off my board. Russell, who I like a lot, I take off my board because he's a member of the school board. He ran for it, and in my opinion, if you run for a board, you need to finish your term. So that leaves me with, who do you vote for? Obviously, I'd love your vote. I do not expect to be the landslide of anything here. I think there are 4 people that I've spent a lot of time with, and that is Roger, Rebecca, John, and Ariel. I think there's an opportunity for the city to really pay attention to what these 4 people say and pick 2. I think they would all be really good additions to the city council. A new skill set is what I'm really talking about. Different perspectives, and I hesitate to say, since I'm old as dirt, younger people in new age, different ages. I think that would really help the city. How much time do I have? My God, I could read from my book. Okay, well, I thought it was a minute, so what did I know? Okay, so let me go through a couple of things that I really think would be good to do. I would like to see them move the farmer's market from wherever they have, Oblivion, to South Beverly Drive. I've spoken to probably 80% of the people who have stores there, and everyone says, great, let's go do it. It's an easy move. It should have been done before, but it should be done now. So that's my first thing that I'd really like to see happen. I think South Beverly Drive actually needs a huge makeover. Now, the argument's going to be budget. So my theory is sell the naming rights. Think of it as SoFi Stadium, sell the naming rights, take that money, and use that solely to invest in fixing the sidewalks, painting the curbs, maybe some beautification, maybe doing some new fronts. That Edison building, I don't know what the hell that's doing there for so long. It's been here since I've been here. I would dump that place or buy it or turn it into something. And the other thing I'm very much in favor of, and I credit John Mirisch, who actually had this idea from what I heard 5 or 10 years ago, up by the new train station to turn it into an arts and entertainment district. I think that is an excellent idea, thank you. What I would do, again, is I'm selling naming rights. Because the one thing I keep hearing is we're going to be short of money, and there's a lot of money in naming rights with 20 seconds left. With that said, again, I strongly hope you will use it, keep your mind open, listen to all the candidates, and vote for 2 or 3 people you like. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. We're at agenda item 3, and we're going to move to moderator questions, which will be led by litigator Fred Fenster.
Good evening to all of you.
Pardon me, Fred. The candidates will have up to 30 seconds to answer these questions. This will enable us to get more subject matter before you and more content. So thank you.
The city of Beverly Hills is facing a deficit. Some have said $20 million over the next 3 years. Be very specific. How are you going to solve that problem?
Oh, okay. With a deficit coming again, we have more people coming to our city. We need to build up our southeast area. I think starting with some type of open air market, kind of building up younger, maybe we could have different, looking for eateries and clothing stores that aren't as expensive as Rodeo Drive. We already have Rodeo Drive. I like to, again, by La Cienega, build up an area that we can bring more of a new age look to our city, and that could be down the southeast. Again, I've spoken to the residents. I think the best thing, another thing we could do is try to make a sister city alliance with someone in Europe. A lot of the small businesses in our city tell me that the Middle Eastern people used to come to our city were bringing a lot of money. So, and lately, for whatever reason, since COVID, they haven't come. And again, the small businesses were telling me many times that the Middle Easterners are people they'd like to have back here. So making alliances with them would be something our city should try to bring back. Thank you.
Go ahead,
Okay. Is this,
Rebecca.
sorry, is this on? Okay, great. Thank you. I'm a person here who's met with Howard Fisher, our city treasurer, several times on this very topic because I've been concerned about this for years. I've reviewed our mid-year budget. I saw that we did better in jewelry and car sales. We're bringing in a lot of new car dealerships to the city that I think will help this out, but I think we need to be really smart about how we're spending. We need to really analyze how and where we're spending for mayoral initiatives to looking at just different things in the city of where we can really be smart in cutting back in different ways. And I think also looking at a slight increase in sales tax that both Culver City and West Hollywood have done. We are otherwise, I think, leaving money on the table. Thank you.
I think we'd need to do a forensic analyzation of all of our spendings. I think we need to find where necessary cuts can be made and not go into a crisis mode and start cutting the essentials like police and fire and all those services. Without looking at the books and knowing where we're spending, overspending, and what tools we have to make those adjustments, it would be out of my experience to say anything more than that.
Andy, go ahead.
Figure it out.
You're on.
Gone. That's red. So as I mentioned in my speech, I want to make it easier for businesses to come here. We need an expediter in the city. Make it easier for businesses. Fill these empty storefronts. Do more marketing. As many of you know, that TOT, the transient occupancy tax, which we collect at the hotels, that's one of the biggest sources of revenue in the city, and that's way down. Fill the empty storefronts, and the last thing, I believe in the broken window theory. We need to make sure that small issues don't become bigger issues. That'll keep businesses here.
How can we enforce the time limit of the 30 seconds? We've had 2 candidates that have gone significantly over. It's based off her, correct?
What is the margin for error?
10 seconds.
Okay, well, as you can see from the agenda, agenda item 5 will address that. Go ahead.
Okay. Time's good?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we have 2 ideas. So first and foremost, Beverly Hills is sitting on a gold mine that's not being mined. We are stage 90210 for a reason, and we are losing a lot of film production that's leaving not just here, but California. I want to bring that back to Beverly Hills. We can create AI-generated images of our best streets, create a pitch deck, and serve that to the production studios so they can use their imagination and see how exactly they can use our city and our landmarks in a way that is conducive for their projects. That is one idea of many, but given the time restraint, there we go. All right.
Lester.
Okay, thank you. Really, there's 2 ways that you can reduce a deficit. One is to increase revenue, and the other is to cut expenses. We are endeavoring at this point in time to cut expenses. We will not, while I'm on council, cut fire and police. That is untouchable. Expenses, yes, there are ancillary expenses, and we are going to cut them back, extend the life of some of the items that we usually would change out, but we have the ability to do so within our budget right now.
It's on, Sharona.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. So we've already started addressing this issue as a council. We had a projected budget deficit this year. We ended up with a modest surplus. That didn't happen by accident. That happened by proactively planning. We took $750,000 away from the holiday budget. because, and we still had a fabulous event that was called Proactive Planning. We have our big four, the top four tax revenue builders in our city that generate 80% of our budget, and we have taken proactive steps. I also launched the zero-based budget for capital improvement projects.
Excuse me, did you get cut off?
Yeah.
No, did the microphone cut off is what I'm asking you? Okay, stand by.
It's okay, don't worry.
I want to hear everything you have to say, and you're entitled to it.
Stop because she.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought the mic cut off. Sorry.
I just wanted to say that we passed a zero-based budget for capital improvement, which assisted with balancing our budget and having a modest surplus. Thank you.
Russell, please.
Branding and licensing. You step off the plane, you go into New York City, into Times Square, and you can buy an NYPD or NYFD shirt or hat anywhere. I was just in Europe and in 3 different countries, and I could buy an LA Dodgers hat or a New York Yankees hat everywhere throughout the world. Beverly Hills is the biggest name, the biggest brand. We should be licensing everything about us so the world can enjoy it when they're not here.
I am Moshe Saunders. First, I'd like to thank the police department and the fire department. I think they're doing a fabulous job. Obviously, we need more police, but on the tax issue, we have a lot of empty buildings and a lot of offices and office space that are empty, that you don't really see because they're up in the buildings. I think it's important that we get some type of tax revenue from that for the city, and not from the residents. And I think that is an important thing to do, to tax these and get these other residences and all these other buildings filled as soon as we can for the tax basis. We have a Live Here, Shop Here program, and also the multicultural enhancement program. Thank you.
Barry, go ahead.
I believe the city council, the government, should start using Beverly Hills' name as a business. We could create a lot of different type of businesses, things that I brought up in some of the task force meetings that was nixed because they thought it was going to, maybe hurt one of the other big companies that may have wanted to do the same thing or may have wanted to do something for the city. There's all kinds of business proposals that I could put down in front, such as the Next Gen. It was canceled because we put a lot of money, or the city put a lot of money into it. It was totally mishandled.
Andrew, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go back to my naming rights theory. That's free money. I basically work as a consultant, and my job is to make money for people. So I understand it really well. The other thing they need to do is create new events that generate heads and beds. The tax is that you earn off the hotels is a big part of the income. They lost a big hotel because the unions bully them out of it. By creating some new events, I suggested I actually introduced the Chamber of Aspen because I thought Aspen would be a great partner for Beverly Hills, and we'll find out if they become a great partner.
Very good. If you should become an elected representative and fiduciary of the residents, taxpayers, and voters of the city of Beverly Hills, will you remain faithful and committed to those crucial principles throughout your term of office?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Sure. If you should become an elected representative and fiduciary of the residents, voters, and taxpayers of Beverly Hills, will you remain faithful and committed to those crucial principles throughout your term of office? Go ahead, Roger.
Of course. I'm homegrown. That's my campaign slogan. I've known this since I'm 8 years old, as long as I can remember. It's all I heard about at dinner tables and events and everything else in my dad's office and my family. I know the city inside and out. Everyone in my campaign is as well homegrown. We know all areas of the city and we encompass all of it. Together, we bring a unique perspective, and I think that no matter what, my fiduciary duties are always going to be with loyalty, honesty, integrity to our city and to the council. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I'm somebody who prides myself on my integrity. I'm being supported by two of our former city treasurers, Elliot Finkel and Howard Fisher. And yes, I will uphold everything to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Great.
Yes, absolutely. I think remaining we the people is the top priority of my campaign and my political career.
Absolutely. I've lived in Beverly Hills essentially since I was 7 years old. As I've said a number of times already, I love the city. I love the way it is. I definitely would remain.
More than words, I'm an attorney outside of Lester Friedman here, and we are responsible to be a fiduciary for our clients. We maintain and hold an IOLTA trust account as a practicing attorney in California, where we are responsible for very large sums of money that our clients entrust us to manage and maintain for an unknown period of time. So yes, I will apply those exact same standards and principles if I were to be elected to office here.
As an attorney, that concept is not foreign to me at all. I have trust accounts that I must account for. Every penny that is spent has to be spent in a fiscally responsible manner. I think that that is something that I have proven in office, and it's certainly something I've proven in my practice.
I have, and I will continue to lead with integrity, transparency, and honesty for our city.
Yes, absolutely. At the Beverly Hills Unified School District, we now run it like a business. We have cut all fat, we've cut all waste. Our books are balanced. We are fiscally responsible, and that's exactly what I'm going to bring to City Hall.
I don't think there's anybody on here who's going to say that they don't believe in that. Come on, really. I run and founded a government contracting business and do government contracts, and with that, I have to have discipline, I have to have accountability, obviously. My accountability in my family and my members, the way we were raised as a family, my brother and my sister and I, is through military with the discipline and the responsibility and accountability, and I think that's the way it needs to be run, and that's, if anybody knows me, they know how accountable I am and how personal I am and how honest I am. Thank you.
I would definitely be held accountable. Just being a licensed real estate agent puts me in that position as well. I can't believe anybody who runs for office, of any kind of office, wouldn't live by that. One of the reasons I'm running, and one of the reasons people want me to run, because they tell me I have integrity.
I can't believe they answered this question because we could have done this by a raise of hands. So the answer is yes, but I will push the envelope in every opportunity because I think that would be my job or part of my job.
Great.
Your question.
All of you have alluded to the business development and the existing businesses in the city of Beverly Hills. What in particular will you do to support the existing businesses and entice other businesses to join our community in Beverly Hills?
Let's start with Andrew, please.
Okay, then repeat it because I was kind of waiting.
You were at a meeting?
Yeah, I was taking notes, so just if you repeat the question again.
Yeah, the
I'm sorry.
question is, what will you do to sustain businesses that are currently in Beverly Hills, and what will you do to entice other businesses to come to our community?
Okay, 30 seconds. Do I need 30 seconds for that? First of all, the first thing I would do is I would make sure the chamber, when they show a map of Beverly Hills, that it's not just the map of the Golden Triangle. Beverly Hills consists of Olympic, Robertson, La Cienega, Little Santa Monica. So one of the first things I would do is make sure that they are included and remembered. Again, I would go sell the naming rights to South Beverly Drive. That'd be the first thing I would do, and go reboot that whole place. It needs a refresh badly. Probably out of time, so I'm moving on. Okay.
I'd remind the candidates that the standard is up to 30 seconds. You need not fill the entire time if you don't want to. Go ahead, Barry.
One of the proposals I made in a task force meeting was to start a high-tech, very cool kiosk And that kiosk would connect to kiosks all over Beverly Hills. I had large companies, and also I spoke to some of the power companies about working on a project like that. And it was nixed. They said it's not going to work, and we can't put any kind of emphasis on one company over another company. Thank you.
Tax incentives. I believe the empty buildings and the offices are not generating any income for the city of Beverly Hills. We need to get those buildings filled, the retail stores filled, and we need to put in tax incentives so that we can create more. I have a business partner trying to do a business here, get a business and be in Beverly Hills, but the rents are too high. And as everyone knows, there's a building that's $70,000 a month. It's been empty for years now. And we need to do that. And we also have the program for going to Washington, talking to the different embassies, and getting more revenue for city of Beverly Hills.
Unfortunately, business friendly and Beverly Hills don't go in the same sentence. I own 2 businesses here. I know countless people who own businesses here, and the complaints are exactly the same, from licensing to permitting to getting inspections on time. Even just if you ever lose your 4-digit code on your business tax form and you can't find it, you can't pay anything. So I would love to see a revamp in just how the processes work to bring new businesses here and to cater to our businesses who are already here.
So Rodeo Drive, which has a 0% vacancy right now, generates a lot of the revenue for our city. Small businesses are the heart of our city. We've traveled to New York and Miami to activate and to bring new businesses to Beverly Hills. We launched Spotlight with Sharona to activate different parts of our city and different businesses to generate that energy and let people know that our businesses are open and ready to bring that life into our city. The Golden Triangle is important, but not utilizing every part of our city is like not utilizing 30% of your building. Every part of Beverly Hills is important, and we want to activate every single part of that.
So businesses are obviously the lifeblood of providing services to our residents. It is essential that we have a strong business community, but it is for the purpose of helping our residents have an exceptional life in the city of Beverly Hills. So how do we do it? We take trips as a city to New York and to Miami. Businesses that are coming as a result of that, San Ambrose Restaurant is going to be coming. We have Pura Vida that came to Beverly Drive. We had Maria, which came to Camden. We do that as a city right now.
Look, it's not difficult. I bring a modern approach to figuring out this problem out, and primarily is because we live in an age of social media and digital marketing. We don't have to go to Miami and New York to figure out what's cool and where people will spend their money. I almost know that every morning when I go on Instagram. Number one. Number two, when you walk through the Golden Triangle, I don't remember the last time we had a banner up there that said, support your local business. If as a city, we don't reinforce shopping locally, how can we expect that to be on the top of residents' minds?
To add the fiduciary question, I've produced many films. Studios have trusted me with tens to hundreds of millions of dollars. I've never had a problem. As far as ideas to activate business, so many cities, I've done so much research. Pasadena has something called a dessert stroll once a month, where people go around to various stores and the stores stay open late at night. For the Southeast, I think the Gale Yard on the ground floor, we should bring a hot restaurant that would activate that area and bring a lot of energy to it.
Twofold. Looking into charters, Charter City has the ability to fix permitting. Right now, we bleed out from up to 8 weeks to get a permit to do any sort of start work on a business. San Jose took their permitting from 8 weeks down to 8 days. They're a much larger city than we are. Another thing I would do, I'm actually shocked that we don't have a Beverly Hills Day. I feel like we could incentivize the city and actually have something that easily includes everyone in the city.
something I think we should do is create a retail registry. City of Santa Monica has just begun doing this. They created an ordinance because they have a glut of empty businesses. They have a registry of empty businesses that they're tracking. They are making sure that people are on track to be looking for new retailers to move in, and they're holding those businesses accountable. I think enhancing access to our current businesses is really important. I've spoken to shopkeepers on South Beverly who wish there was a map in the hotels of their small businesses, and we absolutely have to activate crucial other corridors in the city. Robertson, Olympic, especially where Metro is going, is such a missed opportunity. I am shocked we have a Metro station opening May 8th, and La Cienega looks the same way it did years ago. We absolutely have an opportunity to really energize and activate that space with great retailers, and I'm excited to do that.
The Sister City program I alluded to earlier is something that we need to bring back. I remember that when I was a kid, we were with CAN. I think that the more we can talk to cities across this country and around the world, we'll bring more notoriety back to Beverly Hills. We're losing too many tourists. Tourists is a key to our success for small business. I use our small businesses. I go to them. Again, the more tourism we can bring here, the more money for our businesses. There's only so many of us here. It's 32,000 people. This world is, what, 8 billion? So the more we can get here, the better for this city. So again, we need to bring business back here and tourism back. Thank you.
Beverly Hills is a multi-billion-dollar municipal corporation with lots of assets that many in our community are not even aware of, but it's huge and important. Your candidacy, therefore, becomes an application to be one of 5 trustees, each with significant responsibility for the well-being, the quality of life, the collective assets of about 35,000 residents. How can you convince us voters that you possess the ethical and moral character, the competence, the judgment, and the intelligence to be entrusted with such obligations? Want to start, Roger, please?
Sure. I mean, since I was a little kid, it's been ingrained in me to be ethical, to be moral, to be just. And again, morals was everything I heard at the table since a little kid. And the one thing I can get across to anybody in here is, yes, my experience a little maybe less than others, but I've gone and talked to the residents. You look into my eyes, I shake hands. I want everyone to know that you could always come to me. You always can speak to me. I'm always available. I'll return anyone's phone calls, emails, however you want to get a hold of me. And that would happen whether I was in City Hall or not. I'm going to be there if I am. I would love you all to reach out to me anytime. And that's what I'm about. It's just ethicals and morals and standards is my number one priority. Thank you.
Thank you. I've served on our city commissions over the last 14 years. I am trusted in this community. People know I'm honest, I'm trustworthy. I'm supported by 2 of our city treasurers, again, Elliot Finkel and Howard Fisher. I'm supported by the bulk of our current and former planning commissioners who all know I'm trustworthy, I have integrity, and they've often referred to me as the smart girl in the room that other people need to cheat off of. I bring that to our council. I've been entrusted with a lot of amazing endorsements by our community members. Thank you.
I would say transparency. A charter study commission would put it into the hands of the residents. So I'm not asking you to trust me, trust yourselves and show up.
Don't trust me, trust all the people that have supported me. The Chamber of Commerce, Los Angeles County DA Nathan Hochman, our current city treasurer, 8 former mayors, the Stonewall Democrats. Almost all my former commissioners have officially endorsed me. These are people that have worked with me and know how I work and know that I can be trusted.
Trust me, I am a litigator. I focus on catastrophic injury claims dealing with people in the worst moments of their entire life. And every day I'm elected to represent them against the biggest insurance companies this country has to offer. And we go into negotiations and mediations, and I do my very best to advocate on their behalf in a way that's not just good for today, but for the next 20 and 30 years of their life. That's why you should trust me, because my business model is that so people trust me every single day.
So we, as a city, have a $340 million operating budget and about a $370 million capital improvement budget. We, as a council, have demonstrated that we have the moral commitment to make sure that that money is spent properly. There was an anticipated deficit for this fiscal year that we're in right now, and we have been able to even turn that around and make it a small surplus. We have deficits coming up, and we anticipate that we are going to be able to cut those deficits. This is really what the job of council is.
Every decision that I've made has been for the community and for the city of Beverly Hills. I've led with integrity, with transparency, with honesty. Every meeting that I've had, people have said, let's go to lunch, let's have a drink. My answer has always been, you meet me at City Hall, staff will be present, and we will take care of whatever your needs are. I believe in transparent governing for the people, common sense governing for the people. Thank you so much.
Many people said, because I don't have an academia background, what business do I have being on the school board? Well, the school board and the school district is like a city, $100 million plus budget, infrastructure, hundreds of employees, not just teachers, accountants, lawyers, construction workers, maintenance people, and now we run it like a business. When I first joined, we were projected to have a $7 million deficit. Now we are at even, and that is from good fiscal management. So I don't need you to trust me. Just watch what I do.
Raised in a military family, living on base, I got a real tough learning lesson when my dad picked me up in a vehicle, an Army vehicle. He had a driver, he was sitting in the front seat, two guys with M16s in the back, and I got disciplined from school. So I was taught at an early age about disrespect. You don't do that. You respect everyone. You have to have integrity. And with the government contracting business, you have to have, everything has to be in a row. All the ducks have to be in a row. And that is why, that is, I'll go ahead and stop now. Thank you.
I believe as a successful businessman, you have to have integrity, and I believe your actions speak for themselves. I'm a licensed real estate agent. I've worked with millions of dollars of transactions in development and construction. I've had no issues to this point. Thank you.
So if the question is trust, let's see, two things. In my earlier years, I worked for the New York City Garbage Union Pension, and I am still alive. Second, my dog and pretty much every dog in Beverly Hills has endorsed me. Now, I say that with this in mind. You can fool people, but you cannot fool a dog.
Okay, the last question for all of you tonight from the panel is as follows. Beverly Hills is very concerned about raising money to support our lifestyle, but we also want to have quality of life. How do you balance those two?
Can we start with Andrew again?
Start in the middle.
No? Start with you. Go ahead.
Again, repeat the question. Your questions are, you've got questions that require more than 30 seconds. So if you repeat it to me, I'll give you a quick answer. Appreciate it.
How are
Thank
you going to balance the need to develop the city with maintaining the quality of life?
I have no idea sitting here right now. But I've always lived a good quality of life. I've lived in Aspen, I've lived in New York, and I've lived in Beverly Hills. Those are three major places I've lived my whole life. And each one was a fabulous city, and each one produced a fabulous lifestyle that I really enjoy. So I will maintain that for everyone else. Here's my deal. Thank you.
By listening to the residents, the businesses, and who, if I'm in city council, listening to everybody in the committee, trying to make a decision that's reasonable and logical for everybody.
Obviously, the Southwest and the Southeast districts are being underutilized, underrepresented. So we need to build that and make it larger. I have a Rabbi Lillian. He's endorsing me. And he and I have gotten together and talked about filling these these retail buildings and getting more revenue here. And obviously getting more people into the southwest and the southeast areas and enjoy their lifestyle down there and be more accountable.
Our success of our business is based upon our services: police, fire, small business, schools. Support all three of those, maintain strength in all three of those, and quality of life will not only stay the same, it'll get better.
By listening to our community to ensure that we address their needs, maintaining public safety, being proactive, and being a voice for our community. I forged excellent relationships with our neighboring cities, as well as traveled to Sacramento and Washington, D.C. to advocate for our city. I will continue to be a voice. I will continue to listen, and I will continue to support our small businesses and our community to generate the revenue that we need to have strong public safety, infrastructure, and a strong quality of life.
So, Mr. Fenster, you're absolutely correct. It is a balancing act, and that is something that we confront every day when we have to make choices as to spending money and what it does to our quality of life. So, public safety will never be compromised. I think that when public safety is taken care of, then that enables businesses to come into our city, residents to come to our city, and then you have a very vibrant community in that manner.
Ask you to repeat the question, please.
Yeah, the question is, how do you maintain a balance between the need to develop to generate revenues and maintaining the quality of life in Beverly Hills?
Yeah, these things do not need to be at a crossroads. These are two, aspects of our community that we are so lucky to be in Beverly Hills for. We are sitting on a gold mine that we are not taking advantage of. And we have people from all over the world that come and visit the Golden Triangle, come to Rodeo Drive, just to go back to where they came from and said, I was in Beverly Hills. I want to bring a modern approach to creating experiences for people, creating like how we do with the Father's Day Festival, and create a Mother's Day Festival, a Chinese New Year Festival, and create interesting ways for people to come here and spend their money.
I demand both. We need thoughtful development to enhance the quality of life. One thing I've learned on the commission, the goal isn't to stop development, it's to get it right.
Yeah, it sounds like the question is planned development versus chaotic development. I think we need to put the focus on growth where it belongs, protect neighborhood characteristics and what has been established, and it would be great to demand excellence in our design standards.
Thank you. I think we need to be treating our residents as partners and not as obstacles in all of this. I think we have to have an approved housing element so we never lose local control again. That, for me, is a huge quality of life issue. Public safety, you'll hear from all of us, is number one. I feel safer in Beverly Hills than I do in West Hollywood, in Westwood, anywhere else. To me, that is a paramount for quality of life.
Right now, our residents are concerned. I think there's a lot going on that it's a lot for people to absorb. We have the subway, we have Builder's Remedy, we have so much development going on. I think right now we need to listen to the residents and ease their fears, be a olive branch for those, being most residents I spoke to, and hear what their concerns are and make sure we can ease that, because the fears are out there and there are a lot of them out there. And I think that, again, the best thing we could do is listen to the residents with everything going on. So that's what I have to say on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. Can I get this turned on, please? No, it's not.
On right now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, candidates. Just to clear up this point, the current deficit of $22.4 million is the most current figure. It's projected to subsist for 3 years, after which we will have a balanced budget again based on anticipated conditions. So it's not permanent, but $22.4 million is a lot. And I don't recall ever having a deficit in the city of Beverly Hills in the past, certainly not in the modern past. We're now at the point where we will open up the floor for questions. But here's my request. In order to accommodate as many residents with questions as we can, please ask brief, concise questions that are relevant to the community as a whole, if you can, and ask it to one or two candidates. If we don't do it like this, every question will take a much longer period, and we'll have fewer subject matters and fewer residents that'll have an opportunity to ask questions. I know there's at least one on lots 12 and maybe 13. If you have a follow-up that you want to ask to a candidate that responds, just go to the end of the line, and time allowing, we'll come back to you. Before we adjourn, we'll have the attempt to time reconcile any candidate who feels like they may have received less time than they should have. So with that, we had a couple of people standing at the microphone. Would they come back up and ask their question, please? What? All right, thank you.
I was trying to formulate my question.
Very good.
So I should ask two candidates, not the whole.
If you please.
Okay. Sharona, you've done a fantastic job as mayor, by the way. My question is to Rebecca and also to Russell. What are you envisioning about the older residents? Because as you see from this group of residents, most of them are homeowners, and they're all aging. So what is your plan? Okay, so okay, so I'm speaking for myself, okay? But if I look around, I'm being like the gentleman on the right. If I look around, I just want to I'm curious to find out what your plans are to make Beverly Hills a well city, a hopeful city. As we age, what do you plan on doing?
Thank you.
Sure, thank you. I'm actually the proud daughter of two gerontologists, and I have background in gerontology myself. I'm proud that we live in a city that I think is very age-friendly. My parents are in their 80s, and I feel that they are safer here than anywhere else. We have evenly paved sidewalks. I don't have to worry about them tripping and falling, and I think we have really age-friendly services. My parents both take classes at Roxbury Park, and I think we have a really engaged, whatever age people are, and a very active, thoughtful, engaged community.
Okay.
Turn 50 in
Sure.
8 weeks from now, so I'm not
Happy
sure if I'm in
birthday.
that age category yet, but similar to so many other things we've talked about, seniors have concerns about safety, especially with the subway, so maintaining safety on our streets. Services, I think our services are great. I mean, many people have told me that they love Roxbury Park, and they love all of our city services. I would love to see more of a partnership for senior services at the schools. I think that we have incredible mentorship opportunities that we are really missing out on. We have families who have grandparents here who I would really love to see more involvement at the school. Well, I have to stop, it's still 30 seconds. Safety, more services, nurse practitioner program, which is fantastic. I'd like to see that expanded, and I would love to see more partnerships at the schools where seniors can be more involved with our youth.
Could I answer that question as well?
No. No. You just missed the boat, Andy. Sorry. No. Does the member of the public with a question wish to repeat it for Andy Licht? You want to repeat your question so that Andy Licht can respond? Please come back up.
I have a very brief answer.
Huh? No?
Yeah, no, I have a brief.
Hi, Andy. Nice to
Hello.
see you. The question was, what services do you feel the city needs to assist and help the people that are aging, the seniors? That's my question about that.
Thank you.
I think it's very important to have seniors age in place. When I was on the planning commission, we had to create a list of priorities for affordable housing, and I pushed and succeeded.
Got it. I will move back, just.
I pushed and succeeded to put seniors #1 on the list of affordable housing units, and I'm very proud of that, and I think that's the right thing to do for the city.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
You had mentioned something about a Lot 12 question. Has that been
No,
proposed, or can I ask it?
That you should, can, and should.
Okay. I can only ask for two, so I'll ask for the two sitting council members, Lester and Sharona. Have you done the research on the Lot 12 development? And if so, are you pro-development or are you opposed to it?
So I'm not sure which project is being presented at this point in time. Over the time I've been on council, there have been probably 3 or 4 different ones. It changes quite often. I think that the area has been designated, it is a T1 area, and up till recent legislation, there could not be housing there unless there was concessions to the city that would allow it. At this point in time, because of current law, they have the right to build on those areas. Now, what we can do as a city council is limit it within the envelope that is permitted. So that is where I am at. I think that it will be developed because of state law, but I think it needs to be limited development.
Limited in what way?
In terms of height and density.
Are you opposed to the current buildings which go, I believe, 15, 13, 11, and 9 stories?
I have not seen that, and I will tell you that height is something that is, I think, out of class for what it should be in that area. I can't give a specific determination on a project until I see it, but #1, if you're telling me it's very, very tall buildings, I will not be in favor of it.
Well, the application's been submitted.
You have to.
Okay, sorry.
If you want to ask follow-ups,
No,
go to the
that's
back and
okay.
we'll hear you again. But
I
Sharona
asked my
needs to
question.
answer if she wishes.
Yes, thank you very much for the question. So that area is a T-zone, which means that it was just for transportation. And now, due to AB 2011, there are new state mandates. Once again, Sacramento is interfering in our city, and they are imposing new laws that allow for housing in that area. This project has not come to city council yet. We have not seen the details of it, and we have not been able to comment on it.
Thank you, Miss. Go ahead.
Good evening. My questions are for 3 of the candidates, since we did.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We seem to have time.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
This is for Roger, Rebecca, and Ariel. Sorry, can't see anything anymore. So if you're elected to city council, you'll at some point become mayor. The current mayor, Mayor Corman's initiative right now is Forward, which is moving the city forward while remembering our important past. Sharona's was Unity.
Closer to the microphone.
Sharona's was Unity in the most recent mayoral tenure. My question is, and without referring to safety, because we all know that your #1 priority is safety, if you're elected to city council, what will be your initiative as mayor? What will be the word that we're going to place on the shield pin that we're going to all wear that represents your vision for our city during your term?
Very good. Go ahead, Roger.
Well, first, thanks for asking me a question. I appreciate it. Community first. I've been campaigning again with talking to as many residents as possible. I want to make sure that if elected, I'm going to represent the community. I want the people of our city to be heard first and foremost. And yeah, I keep saying the same thing. Anyone who wants to get a hold of me, whether you email me, call me, text me, I'll always respond, no matter if you're yelling at me or, or yeah, you want to say nice things, whatever it is, I would love to hear any type of criticism or anything that's going on in the city. I have a community of people that I'm surrounded with. And again, I repeat the same thing, but the homegrown aspect of my campaign is important to me because these people have been in this city for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and they hear things that people who aren't so close to something may not hear. And they'll bring it to me, and I'd like to make sure that all the voices are heard. So yes, community first. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great question. I'm not sure what my exact word would be on my pin. Something I do want to do is provide representation to our entire city. I come to our city council meetings. I'm a nerd who loves staying late in our council meetings, but not everyone wants to do that. And I think to build community, you have to go to where community is. On council, I would have regular community meetings at Roxbury Park, at La Cienega Park, and at Greystone to service people, to serve as both a community hub for people to come congregate and share ideas, but also share disappointments, to share where we as a city need to do better. We need representation across all of our neighborhoods. That's something I really want to focus on. I speak to our community members in their 90s, and I speak to our community members in their 20s, and I really feel I'm somebody who can bridge the gap to all of us and be inclusive. No matter political affiliation, no matter religious affiliation, I'm someone who prides themselves on having good relationships with so many different members of our community, and that's what I will bring.
So maybe connection.
That's a great one, connection. Thank you.
Sorry, what was your name?
Kimberly.
Kimberly. Okay, so for me, it really starts at protect. And I know you talked about the safety component, and I'm not talking about safety. I'm talking about protecting what makes Beverly Hills great the way it is. And what I see is, like, I have memories as a 6th grader riding my bike down South Beverly Drive.
Me too.
And, you know, I had that experience to then walking into the Oval Office. And I've come back here and I say, I see a change in Beverly Hills. And it takes us, whoever's going to be fortunate enough to be upon this new council, to really protect what it means to be Beverly Hills, to be a resident here, to be a member of this community. We have significant encroachment from Sacramento, and we need people that can not only defend Beverly Hills, but advocate on her behalf and fight the fight. And a lot of these things are legal challenges, legal consequences. As an attorney, I'm prepared to really fight for, because I know what I'm fighting for.
So cultural protection, cultural preservation.
You might be on my marketing team.
Thank you.
Good evening. This question is probably for somebody who's not yet served in the position of city council. Tonight, we have heard all of you discuss how passionate and hardworking and dedicated you are to this community. We have also heard some of you offer some very innovative ideas that would move this city forward. I'd like to know which of you would be willing to commit tonight that in the, God forbid, event that you're not elected, you would still be willing to work on the initiatives, potential initiatives that you brought forward tonight that sounded amazing to us.
I'd like to speak on that as well. The incentives that we are proposing is going to happen one way or another, whether I'm voted in as city councilman or not. We're going to protect the high schools, protect the students, plus protect all the synagogues, the churches, and even the mosque. So that is our incentive, and we would like to have armed police security at different days, like on Shabbat, when everybody has a normal pattern because they're walking. Too much routine, too much routine. You break the routine, and there's too much possibility of something bad that can happen. So our goal is to go ahead and move forward on this, whether I'm elected city council or not.
Thank you.
I'd like to speak on that as well. I already am working on these projects. I've already talked to the task force about it in a lot of our meetings, and I'm continuing to do it because it makes the businesses and the community a fun, safer, and better place for tourists to come and spend their money.
I also answer since I'm sitting here at the end? Thank you. When I lived in Aspen, there was a commission called the Commercial Core and Lodging Commission, which basically oversaw all the events coming in and downtown restaurants and basically retail. I think the city of Beverly Hills, I know they've got a lot of commissions, but I think one that is more proactive to generating business, therefore generating money, would be very useful. Right now, if someone wants to bring an event into the city, they do not know where to go. Someone asked me where to go. I said, I have no idea. Knock on a few doors and maybe you'll find out. Some things need to go to the chamber, some things don't need to go to the chamber. But that commission which has been in existence in Aspen for 20 or 30 years, would be a great addition to Beverly Hills. And the answer is yes, I would help set up that commission, and hopefully I don't die of old age before it gets formed.
Thank you all.
If you have a question, you can always call 310-285-1000.
So should all the non-elected people answer? Is that okay?
Thank you for the question, by
the way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ari.
Sure. What was your name? We didn't get your name.
Kathy.
Kathy. I'm the only one.
Kathy, yes, hi.
Kathy, hi. Okay, so look, what's amazing about being in this process is that it puts us in the mindset of what it would really be like to be the mayor of the city. And with that comes very serious ideas and innovations as to how we can make this city better. I think the former mayor, Sharona Nazarian, has done an amazing job at having an open door policy. And that's something that our council really ensures that that tradition continues. And it is all of our responsibility to not just be here tonight, but to also take advantage of what it means to be a member of this community. So to answer your question, absolutely. I intend to, look, I have a long future here. I am the youngest person running by a long shot. And a part of that is the accountability perspective, where we can't hide. We will be here. And that's how you know that you can trust the decisions that I will make. So thank you for your question.
Thank you all.
Andy, go ahead.
I've made my living coming up with ideas and implementing them in movies. I did it on the Traffic and Parking Commission. I would drive around with the city engineer, and I would show him various places where I thought we could improve traffic flow. I have a lot of success in that. I happen to be a chocolate cakeaholic. I'd love to do the dessert train. I think that would be a lot of fun. I have lots of ideas that I'd like to implement regardless of being on council or not.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
As a local businessman, I've heard a lot of different things tonight and stuff like that. I really haven't heard any really solid solutions. And one of the things I read in Jonathan's thing, a charter city, I think that would make us really strong because it seems like we're dictated from Sacramento, and we're like handcuffed. And okay, so when you say fight back, what does that mean? So I think, and I don't know, Jonathan, maybe because you could elaborate on that, like what would the strengths be of being a charter city as opposed to just trying to fight City Hall, which we never seem to really win?
Our operating structure is from 1914, 1912. It's 114 years old. We're living in the modern age. It's 2026, and I just don't believe we have all the tools at use and at our disposal currently. The idea of the charter is to explore that, to talk to other charter cities, other experts, legal advice, residents, come to consensus, and try to explore what things we're leaving on the table. There's a lot of talk of limitations that we have, whether it's the building mandates or things in motion like the Metro for 17 years. And I think I agree, we don't have the tools at our disposal because as a general law city, we get our operating orders from Sacramento. So where a lot of the symptoms come from, Sacramento, we're kind of at their disposal, we're subservient to them. I think a charter gives us all input, a voice. It brings us to the table. Like to answer that last question, my regret with politics is that I didn't get involved 20 years ago. I'm in my 40s, so I can't see stopping if I don't get elected. I love this. I love getting ideas. I've spoken with just about every candidate here in some way or another, and we're developing relationships of other people that are showing up. We're put into this crucible of ideas, and we have to answer for them, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of research. So I think the charter is a great opportunity. We very well could do a charter study commission and find, nah, general law of city works for us. I just think it's worth exploring.
And for the other candidates?
May I have 10
Yeah,
seconds
go ahead,
on it?
sorry.
City of Los Angeles is a charter city, and it does not erase the problems that Sacramento has brought upon us. That's my comment.
What are some of the solutions?
Hold a second.
Sorry.
If you want to ask another question, wait till the others that are online, and
Sorry
then we'll
about that.
come
That
back
was
to
the
you.
last one. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
Okay. Miss, would you come forward?
Anyone
Thank
else
you.
can answer?
Oh, I beg
respond
your
to
pardon.
that?
Was someone else? Okay, go ahead.
So Aspen is a charter city. I lived there for a number of years. Yes, you cannot necessarily supersede government in some areas, but it gives you it's a different playing field. It's more of a level playing field. So I think Jonathan's idea of turning this into a charter city is excellent. I agree with Lester, it doesn't solve every problem, but it gives you an edge up. Maybe it gives you an extra couple of, swings at the plate. So I am in favor of Jonathan's idea to at least explore it.
Can I give a one more line response to the
If it's very brief,
Very
we're
brief.
almost out of time.
Yeah, basically, the question is not, do we want LA's outcome? It's, do we want their tools? In terms of being a charter city. The tools at their disposal are different.
You want it studied, correct?
Definitely.
And you'll reserve judgment as to whether or not it's supportable after the study.
I'd like to put it to a vote
Right,
after a study, yeah.
very good. Thank you.
I would like to speak, please.
Sure.
We have a plan. A plan is our multicultural expansion program. And with that plan, we will create revenue for the city of Beverly Hills and for our residents. We have the Live Here, Shop Here program as well. So we have plans, not just anything that somebody's going to come up with. It's a plan, it's structured, we've done the research on it, and we will have more revenue coming into Beverly Hills. And as we do that, we're going to Washington, D.C. to talk to the different embassies, and then that's what our strategy is.
Very good. This will be the final question, and then we'll go to agenda item 5 and reconcile. Go ahead, please.
So as a resident, residents here often feel frustrated by the lack of transparency, notwithstanding what has been said here. The sense is that there's a lack of transparency, and feel uninformed and unheard. What ideas can you suggest to inform the public, encourage engagement, and fully represent all the residents of Beverly Hills? And I'd like to address that to Rebecca and somebody else who wants to
One
answer.
other person.
One other person,
Very
sure.
good.
How will you engage? How will you get over and help residents feel engaged and informed and not have decisions being made in secret?
Right.
Yes, sorry, I'm just writing down the question.
I have a second question.
Thank you. I think there need to be, I think Sharon Nazarian has done a nice job of having a lot of town halls, but I think we need more than just that. I think there's a lot of, especially new state housing policy that's confusing for a lot of people. I think we need somebody, myself, policy-minded, who can help disseminate that. I think you should know about those policies and projects before they show up across the street from you. You should have an understanding of what's going on and what's happening. I think there are a lot of residents across our community who feel unheard and unengaged. That's something I really want to bring. I love talking about every single issue in our city with neighbors. I will spend 3 hours on the phone with some of our residents talking about this. And I want regular meetings at Roxbury Park. La Cienega Park, there have been no meetings except in an election cycle. We have a metro coming. There's been little engagement to business owners and residents up until right now, when we're opening a metro very soon. I bring a love of community engagement, and that's something I will bring to our residents, is regular engagement before things come up, proactive planning.
Sharona, you have the last candidate word. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think that communication is really key. Whoever is elected serves the people. Our job is to be your voice. And I've tried to support that by hosting town hall meetings in our city, by utilizing AI, and sending out text messages, mailers, voice calls, letting every person have an opportunity to speak if they come to city council meetings. Utilizing social media, that is the wave of the future. I have almost 30,000 followers. They are real followers. They are not made up. They are residents. They are people who want to know what's going on. So many people say, I didn't know about this program. We have a lot of wonderful programs throughout the city of Beverly Hills, but people just don't know about them. I created another initiative that was in the know, and that was sharing the rich history and various programs in the city of Beverly Hills so that our residents know what's going on. We're spending all of this money and time building programs that nobody really knows about. So communication is key, and it will continue to be key for me as we move forward.
Thank you. Let me ask the candidates, do any of you feel that you've been shortchanged on time?
No.
Okay. With that, I want to thank everyone. I think the candidates did a wonderful job. You too. Thank you. And so thank you all. The conference room has some refreshments. The candidates will be there and can respond to individual follow-ups if you wish right now. And thank you so much to Fred Fenster, to our great board who's here tonight, to Rhoda Sherman and Julia Joseph. And with that, thank you. See you again. Good night.